This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. And hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're at Oakmont Country Club in western Pennsylvania. Frank, the site of so many historic moments. Great players have made their mark here. Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Ernie Els, a long and distinguished list.
Oakmont, if it's not the most difficult golf course in North America, Rich, it's certainly one of the most difficult golf courses. With its 210 bunkers, really personified by the church pews, the hard and slick greens that slope away from the player and the tight fairways. This golf course always requires the utmost precision. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Down the hill here, going to play shorter.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole.
Frank, what do you see here on this approach shot at number one?
There's a little bit of doubt because of the semi-blindness down the hill. If you can just pick up on the top of the flagstick, what really has to be taken into consideration is that little run-in area towards the front of the green. It goes down towards the green, and just before it gets there, it goes up again. So that means if you play your second shot a little too far short, chances are it will not make the green. Once you get on the first 5 or 6 yards of this green, then it all tends to slope towards the back of the green. It's a tough second shot to get right.
Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, you couldn't hit that much better.
That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Clean this up with a tap. Bit unfortunate, loses a shot here with that bogey. Has this now for bogey. Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
Relatively short par 4, second hole. Frank, what's the right play off the tee here? It's probably not driver.
It certainly isn't. You need a decent yardage in for your second shot, so you don't really want to hit it past those last of the 6 bunkers on that right side. It leaves a shot of 100, 110 yards. There's another tee box a little further up where they can make it like drivable at 265 yards, but for such a short hole, this is sort of a fearsome one. You always feel like you're making a mistake when you're putting the ball on the tee.
What a display of power and precision off the tee. On the green here on the par 4 in 1. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
This, the second shot here at the par 4. In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Don't leave it short. Wow. Pop's lining this one up for par. Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away. Oh, it just shaves the edge.
Third hole's a par 4. Again, it's 428 yards, but Frank, we look out to the left and we can see there's nothing quite like the third at Oakmont.
Well, the church pews certainly might look beautiful from our point of view, but they really shrink the hole down, or the landing area, because not only the pews on the left side, but a bunch of bunkers on the right. You see the tee shot plays a little downhill, but it funnels in so closely together that more often than not, we'll see players hit long irons off the tee here.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Set to play the second shot now at the third hole.
This is a good-looking shot. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Second shot, good look at the green. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, I didn't expect that. Could really use this one. It's for birdie. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Good effort and good par putt. Here now with the par 5 fourth at Oakmont, 609 yards in length. Good par 5. That was just a beautiful drive and hit it solid and right in the middle.
Excellent looking shot here.
Here we go, ready for the second shot at the fourth hole.
This one looks right on point. and it makes the green in regulation. Let's see what they do from a good lie in the fairway, 180 yards to go.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. And setting up here in the rough.
That's a tough lie to come out of. Not surprising it's come up short.
Well short right there, but still in the game for a par. In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. Here's Pops Masterson for eagle. Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Has it. Good putt right there. We're at the fifth hole now. Short hole, but Frank, pretty challenging even at 382 yards.
Yeah, you've got the bunkers are staggered. The first three coming down the left side, and then they start to link up with the ones on the right side that just sort of narrow this fairway up. It just sort of changes the strategy. But if you can just sort of thread an iron up there, that's the main thing. Because this green is going to be very narrow in the front and then slope away to the player's left.
Oh my goodness, that is on in one. Wow, what an incredible shot.
Second shot.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
That was not a very good read right there. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This from about 10 feet. Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but...
So after all that, it's a bogey. Par 3 sixth here at Oakmont. Frank, it's changed a bit since you played here in the U.S. Open back in 1994.
Yes, it has, Rich. They used to have a bunker behind the screen, sort of back left. They've removed that now and actually increased the back of this green. I'm not going to say it makes the hole that much easier. It just gives them a few more places to cut a flag when they choose to stick it in the back.
On the green, I'm looking at a birdie opportunity. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. And getting ready for the putt. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
birdie putt for Pops Masterson. Oh, and it's good. What an amazing putt.
All set here at the par 4-7. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's a rather intimidating tee shot there, since the trees have all been removed used to be very, very close to this fairway. 3 bunkers down the right side, another 2 on the left. They've either got to be somehow threaded in between, or the longest hitters might just be able to squeeze it past.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
These putts keep the round together. Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
And he's putting for eagle now.
You'd like that one again.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Well, that hurts. Has it. That's birdie. He's made it.
The par 3 8th. This is where Angel Cabrera, Sunday at the U.S. Open in 2007, made a deuce, and it was set up to play at 300 yards on that final day. This is all you want, Frank, in a par 3.
Yeah, it was the first 300-yard par 3 ever in a U.S. Open.
Birdie try up next.
Get down. Lay down.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Getting set now over the putt.
Rounding out the front 9 here at Oakmont, Frank, it looks to be straight away, uphill. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, there certainly is. Years gone by, this was a par 5 for the U.S. Opens of yesteryear. Par 5 still for the members. And the reason why is it's a little bit uphill, semi-blind tee shot, bunkers left and right, and of course rough if you miss those. This is one of those holes, even though it's a par 4 now, you miss the fairway here, you are not reaching this green in 2.
Frank, it's always fun at a U.S. Open when you have a shot that could be described as not only tough but quirky, and I think this would fit the bill.
It is, because the green really was built for a par 5, and when you look at the size of it, you say, well, why would a green that big be built for a par 5? Well, half of it really is unusual because it's a practice putting green, but it has hole locations like just over the bunker on the right that really designed for a par 5. So it's a par 4. Somehow, if you can thread it through that gap and take 2 putts, this is one of the harder greens to putt on too. This is a stout par 4 to finish the front 9.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. In for par. And drops it in.
Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances. And the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. If you're not as fortunate and you leave it hanging up on that hill, it plays a good 200 yards for your second.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf is we go to the golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Frank, what are we looking at here with the second shot at the par 4 10th?
Once again, if you could hit something high and soft, maybe with a little bit of a cut, just to land softly on this putting surface. Everything slopes away from the front right of the screen.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that.
Frank, it's only 379 yards, a par 4. You thinking birdie here at the 11th?
You would think for that distance, no, but you'd take 4 here. It's a stringent tee shot. The fairway doesn't really look pleasing to the eye. It looks like it moves out to the left, but that's exactly where those bunkers are. So more often than not, we see players hitting out of the right rough. And back in 1994, this is where the playoff finished with Lauren Roberts and Ernie Els.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker.
Should be safely on deck.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sandwich. Amazing.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Frank, a little chip shot here from the fringe. Now, a lot of options. I've seen some players hit 6-iron. Others will shut down like a sandwich.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought. Some people just try and perfect like one club. But really, the best chippers chip with a variety of clubs.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Settles in over the putt.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. We are at the par 5 12th here at Oakmont. This is a big par 5 at 667 yards.
In the direction of the sand.
And looks like it. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap.
Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frankie could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Second shot from 160. Had the club face open just a bit at impact, and that one moves considerably to the right of the flagstick. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Looks like he just misread that. Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Pretty good effort right there. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, that's just a poor putt, Frank, and now let's hope he doesn't make a Michael Bublé.
He's hardly going to be singing after that one.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Trying to get out of here without too many bumps and bruises. This one is for bogey. Not her best effort, walks away with a bogey. Pushing our way into this back nine, we arrive at the par 3 13th. It's 183 yards. Frank, this one's headed way right.
And rough trees, all sorts of problems on that right side.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. This is a cross-country special.
Had to be a misread.
A birdie putt for Pops Masterson.
Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. And drops it in. #14, pretty short par 4 at 358 yards. Frank?
Get the ball in play here, and certainly your best opportunity for birdie on the second 9 so far. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
That's an absolute beauty.
He'll need to be strong with this. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Birdie chance here on this very long putt. That was not a very good read right there. Just a couple of feet. Drops for a birdie. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. What a test here, Frank.
It certainly is. The tee shot here is a little bit like the par 5 12th, where the fairway slopes quite severely from left to right. It means the pews there on the left side are actually not a bad place to aim at. You just have to allow for that kick and roll towards the right.
It's a big shot right here. Second to the 15th hole. This is a good-looking shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. This one's sitting up perfectly in the fairway. Only a 135-yard shot. And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
On to 16 now at 231-yard par 3. We need to catch this solid 190 yards away. Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot.
To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank.
Getting set now over the putt.
Had every chance of going in.
Edwin lining this one up for birdie.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Good work right there. He'll settle for par.
Seventeenth hole at Oakmont, par 4. Only 313 yards, and yet, Frank, it was so pivotal. The last U.S. Open played here in 2007.
Yeah, it was pivotal for a lot of different reasons. Strategy being one. Some elected to go down the right side with just a net iron. Others went directly at the green, did not get the ball up and down. Furyk and Tiger Woods come to mind in that situation. You can see the green's just perched up there. If you do lay it up, you don't quite get a full look at this green because you have to lay it up down that right side.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. And now a putt from 24 feet away. That's as bad as I have seen. Folks, that one is now on the fringe.
That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I tell you, a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
This will be a birdie if it drops.
Comfortably knocks it in.
This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the U.S. Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Excellent looking shot here. So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
Well, the U.S. Open could well be decided right here with this approach shot to the 18th hole, Frank.
Another one that's going to have to be launched right up in the air. Carry that false front and hopefully land softly and not get too much ground movement from the general terrain of this 18th green.
That one is really long, Frank. He miscalculated there.
Well, there has to be something. I mean, from where he was, it's just an aberration. Seriously, that little green patch down the end there with a flag in it, that's where you meant to.
Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that, too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away instead, straight in. Amazing shot, and really deserves it.
So that wraps up another round here at historic Oakmont Country Club in Western Pennsylvania, and it has lived up to its reputation as one of the most demanding in the game.